How's it going, everyone? We're finally back for some Fallout base tours. And last time we left you, we were out in here and about to head into the beginnings of the vault. So here's my vault. It's in the big old cave here. So we're going to go ahead and jump all into the vault entrance. Alright, so here we are. You can see we've got the entrance here. We've got some old equipment. Looks like someone left a bicycle. Maybe that was their way in here. Bunch of kind of random stuff. I wanted to make this kind of like a fun room, but it's also kind of like your entrance into the vault. So you might have to leave some stuff behind, and it also used to be maybe kind of like a shop in a way. So over here we have our way back out to where we might need to go. But over here we've got a couple mannequins. We've got that Blue Ridge outfit. I've got pretty much every plushie just hanging out and around somewhere. Got that pint-sized slasher. Gotta have Piper's outfit. Then we've, of course, got the Mechanist over here. And then we have ourselves Maxon's outfit, which is nice. Those were all like special bundle things, so they're kind of, unique, which is why I have them around here. But yeah, we've got all these little things going on. There's a little alien scene going on in the table, and it's being overseen by some vault dweller there. We've got the various plushies and stuff hanging out. There's still some plushies I don't have unlocked. Also, I randomly had some of my magazines just straight up disappear. I don't know what happened with that. It's a little bit weird. So some of my magazine collections are a little bit short, but we've got like our little like collectibles, shelves of everything. You've got, we've got our Nuka World on tour, snow globes, and little decorations. We've got one of those little Christmas cities kind of set up there, and the various posters. It's just altogether kind of a fun little lobby. Everything kind of just continues around. Lots of little hidden stuff as you look. But, that's for people to figure out when they visit. If we actually come up to here, we've got some questionable science being done in the outhouse, it looks like. And then we've got various food, Meat Week themed friends over here. Gotta have Nuka-Cola and so forth. A little TV to keep people busy while they're in the lobby. So if you come on up in here, you've got two ways to go, basically. You can either go this way or you can go this way. And there's a decontamination shower this way for people who may need it, or you've got your main kind of entrance over here. And we've got all sorts of storage, because this is where your gear and so forth would be confiscated from you while you're being checked out medically and so forth to see if you should be allowed into the vault. So various different things going on here. As you can see, there's a Gek and some stuff hanging around. We have a very questionable visitor that didn't quite make it there. Definitely not a super mutant. And maybe the last person to use this symptomatic may have not done too well. But hey, that's kind of the fun in it all. But yeah, we've got everything set up. We've even got, a little work table here and a full lab. So you can just kind of get a little bit of everything going on. Some brains in the jar. Very much so. And then if we go ahead and hop back here, we kind of just threw some interesting little things. If you look around, there's some creepy dolls hanging out with a tricycle and a bike. So, just got to add a little stuff. What I really like is the fact that I got this door down here before it became something that's not placeable. So we actually have a triple door going on for getting into just the entryway here. You've got to disable all of those things. And then right here, we've got ourselves just the workroom. This is where you can get some stuff done. There's a grill. You can mix some beer or Nuka-Cola. I wish we could make Nuka-Cola. Then we've got all our various different machines and benches going on. We've got some displays with some unique weapons hanging out. And yeah, it's just, all together, lots of little details kind of hidden around. I wish there was a little bit more budget, because most all of these builds are going to be max budget that you're seeing. So we've got, I love this. This is probably one of my favorite chemistry benches. Got to have that tenderizer up there on that wall. Got some more chemistry and so forth going on. So yeah, it's just kind of, the entrance, the way to get into the vault. So this itself isn't probably long enough for a video, so we're going to actually combine this with the next piece of the vault, which is going to be the Atrium. And the Atrium holds the cafeteria and, of course, the Overseer's room. So let's go ahead and load in there and check it out. Alright, and here we are at the Atrium. So my Atrium is kind of set up as a bar slash cafeteria slash entertainment zone kind of thing. This is where everyone comes together to go do things. And then it leads to your basic, areas here and there. So over here, we've got observation, which is just going to take us right back to the room we were in. Then over here, we've got the gym and residential, and this is actually currently being remodeled. I haven't finished everything in there, so we'll be getting to that one eventually. And then if we come over here, we have our curios. This is going to be my museum. We're going to have all the different collectibles and different stuff like that in there. Again, this one I would say is about 40% done. Still has a lot of work to be done with it. Then over here we have our way to the casino, and besides having the few decorations and stuff laid out, some tables placed down and everything, I'd say this is less than 15% done. So definitely have a lot of work before I can show that one off to you. Then over here we have the movie set, and we set this up. It's going to be kind of set up as like a theater, so people can go in there and watch the filming happen kind of idea. So you can see we have our little under construction signs. I forgot to put one over there because it is a recent development of changes. But yeah, that's kind of our doors down here. Then over here we have our instrumental stage, and this is where all sorts of stuff will go on. We got a little director's chair. We even have this thing in the corner, which is it a xylophone? Yeah. One way or another, we've got some fog that can go on, for the stage if we want. And yeah, we've just got pretty much most of the instruments all set up. You can jump around and pick one and play your heart out onto the stage. And of course I had to put the mouth harp right in the middle because, why not, right? We're gonna turn that off because it is kind of clouding everything up. So as you can see, we've got like basic kind of theater seating set up here so everyone can watch the show. You can come over here and see the cafeteria. We've got some stuff cooking. We've got our little donut bot, Eatronic. We've got some various, special food items hanging out and around on display. Then you can come on over here and, purchase whatever you need. We've got different Nuka-Colas on display, and one is missing. I don't like how things just randomly disappear. It's a little bit annoying there. But yeah, then we've got our various kind of machines, bunch of junk just shoved in there, some TVs for that kind of creep effect. Gotta have a kitty bush, and then of course, still have to represent, the whole thing's a Brotherhood kind of theme, so you can see those are everywhere. So if we go on up this way, you can pass some payphones, and we can head up to the bar. And this is gonna be our little bar area. And around here we've got some foosball, we've got ourselves some pool. And then the bar itself over here, along with Duck Hunt and some nice music. You got our Tipsy Tom bartender, and then pretty much this is where I show off all of the different steins. They kind of just find a little space to hang out. Over here we've got some various desirable more foods. You've got some cigarettes on sale, so forth. And then over here I used to have every type of booze, but it looks like there's some missing because there's one missing there, and I'm pretty sure there's one missing over here. But you can see we got the majority of booze for sale if anyone's interested. Got a little kitchenette going on back here. Then if we go ahead and head over here, you've got a nice little lounge area. You can sit down, a little privacy with your friends, kind of like the back of a bar. Looks like some, card playing was going on. We also have another game right over here, which is, I think, the Ketchikami bot or whatever it's called. Oh, there it is. It says Armor Ace. Nope, that just says what season it is. Never mind. You can get your fortune told. And yeah, you gotta always have Mr. Pibbles. And then the cool thing is, from the bar, you can get like a really good seat onto whatever show happens to be going on. But that's not it, because we still have our Overseer's area here and a hall with some double security. And this is the Hall of Preserved Art, as I like to call it. And pretty much any kind of painting that exists in the game, I've put up as long as I have it unlocked. There might be a few I'm missing here and there, but yeah. We've got that going on, and then we've got our seasons. So we literally have the season board, the backpacks that may have come with if there's a special plushie, the Stein, and then the end power armor. So we got each little thing here. As you can see, armor ace, we've got the board, the backpack, everything else. Then if we move along over here, we've got the vertiguard, we've got, you know, the backpack, and I try to put the tassels that go along with it, and this one is doing some crazy floating right now. I'm not sure what's up with that one exactly. Then we've got our next season with Cold Steel, also came with a backpack and a single tassel there, which is also doing a flying kind of thing. And of course the armor. And then if we move over, we've got, you know, the time travel, the dolphin armor, the Dolphinstein, and then we have like the tech backpack to go along with Escape from the 42nd Century. So yeah, we just kind of have the first, you know, you can only put 5 per area. So here we got the first 5 seasons. And pretty much each room from then on then is themed and has the future seasons. Like if you go in the casino based ones from Atlantic City are in there and so forth. So that's kind of how we did that. We also have some preserved statues and so forth to go along with the rest of the art. And then we can go ahead and pop into the Overseer's office here. And yeah, it's a little bit showy. We've got lots of things we've taken down, so why not have them on the wall? We've got all of our biggest beasts. Earl, Sheep Squatch, the Queen, some Snallygaster, you got the Blue Devil, I mean, you know, Grafton Monster, Mirelurk Queen, there's all sorts of stuff going on, including a Deathclaw. And then we kind of have like the computer systems to, you know, run it all, so to say. Set up here a little desk to monitor it all. Then we've got ourselves the think table over here with the little Brotherhood station. A little bit of incense and fruit and you know, discussion of a Scorch Beast heart going on here, because I mean that is the main kind of thing going on, right? And yeah, there's just lots of little stuff going on. We've got some basic workbenches in case the Overseer needs to get some extra stuff done. And then, well, this gets us into our next 2 areas. As you can see, we've got the DEFCON rating here, and then we've got this bunker, and this bunker is probably going to be what we end up showing you next. This has a whole like aliens theme, and I think it deserves a video all on its own. And then over here we have ourselves our laboratory. I actually used the gold reserve for that, and it turned into quite a good laboratory. It's quite big, and I think that would also merit a video of its own. So we're going to leave you here as we take a look at, you know, basically the atrium and our entrance. So there it is, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the build. If you have any kind of questions, suggestions, whatever, I used to decorate the bottom down there depending on what holiday was going on, you know, if it's Fastnacht or Christmas or Halloween or so forth, but I kind of got lazy on that and I haven't done it for a while, so that is why it looks a little bit empty kind of down there on the floor space. But one way or another, I've had fun with these builds, and I hope you had a fun time checking it out with me. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you when we got the next one.